The Final Destination franchise has long been a staple of horror cinema, captivating audiences with its unique approach to death and fate. After a long wait of 14 years, the sixth installment, Final Destination, Bloodlines, is set to hit theaters this May. However, the filmmakers were apprehensive about the film's content prior to its release, fearing that it might be too intense for audiences due to the level of gore involved. Directors Lipovsky and Adam Stein, who took the helm for this latest installment, recently shared insights into their decision-making process during an exclusive interview with SFX magazine. They revealed that a special test screening was held for the film before its official release to gauge how audiences would react to the graphic violence and intense scenes of death that have become a hallmark of the Final Destination series. The directors were initially concerned that the amount of gore in the film might alienate viewers, leading them to reduce certain aspects of the violence. However, the reaction they received from the audience was not only positive, but shockingly enthusiastic. Both Lipovsky and Stein were stunned by the reaction from the test audience. What they had feared would be too much, the fans saw as exactly what they wanted. Lipovsky explained, "They test the director's cut with an audience to see what's working and what isn't, so we put in all the gore and the kills and everything we wanted." To their surprise, the audience responded favorably, even going as far as to ask for more. "The audience loved it and asked for even more," he continued, emphasizing that the level of gore that was initially a concern ended up being a key highlight for fans. Stein also weighed in on the surprising reaction, pointing out how tastes have shifted over the years. "As far as gore goes, there was a lot more squeamishness before," he noted, reflecting on the evolution of horror cinema. In the past, excessive gore often led to negative feedback from test audiences, with scores dropping if a film was deemed too graphic. However, Bloodlines seems to have defied that trend. Stein shared a nostalgic anecdote, recalling that in previous test screenings, if a film was too gory, the audience's response would be less favorable. When they tested movies in the past, the scores would often go down if it was too gory. In the case of Bloodlines, it was the opposite. This shift in audience expectations highlights a broader trend in the genre. Over the years, horror fans have become increasingly desensitized to graphic violence, with many seeking out more intense, shocking, and gory content. The success of Final Destination, Bloodlines in the test screenings suggests that fans of the franchise and horror enthusiasts in general are no longer looking for subtlety or restraint. Instead, they crave the extreme, the shocking, and the boundary-pushing moments that made the original Final Destination films so iconic. The sixth installment of the franchise, Final Destination, Bloodlines, promises to deliver on this demand. With a release date set for May 16th, fans can expect even more inventive death scenes, as the series continues to explore the terrifying consequences of cheating death. While previous installments of the series have focused on various characters trying to outwit the forces of fate, Bloodlines introduces new twists and fresh kills that are sure to leave fans on the edge of their seats. One of the key elements that has always set Final Destination apart from other horror franchises is its creative and unique approach to death. Rather than relying on traditional slasher tropes or supernatural threats, Final Destination films focus on the inescapable nature of fate, with characters experiencing elaborate and often comically absurd accidents that result in their untimely demise. Bloodlines is expected to continue this tradition, offering viewers more of the darkly humorous and intricately staged death sequences that have become synonymous with the franchise. As the film approaches its release, anticipation is building for what promises to be another thrilling and heart-stopping entry into the Final Destination saga. While the franchise has evolved over the years, one thing remains constant: the unpredictable and brutal nature of fate. Whether you're a longtime fan of the series or a newcomer, Final Destination, Bloodlines is set to deliver a terrifying ride that will leave you questioning whether you're next in line. With the unexpected success of the test screenings and the promise of more gore, Bloodlines is sure to be a hit among horror fans looking for a film that isn't afraid to push the envelope. The Final Destination franchise is back, and it's deadlier than ever.